I already haven't made a video with the ROG Ally for a while, but I've installed the original Dying Light on my amazing little handheld, and I've got to say this is really cool. So what I wanted to do was talk a little bit about Dying Light. You know, is it a good game? How does it run on my ROG Ally non-extreme? And also kind of bring you a little bit more up to date on the facts about how well this has been going, with the fact that my ROG Ally doesn't run on Windows anymore. It runs on Steam OS. So I've got to say, to start off with, I would highly recommend this if you have got a Windows handheld PC, like a ROG Ally non-extreme or an extreme, and maybe you're not using it as much as you would do because you're very frustrated about the things like Windows updates that kind of that happen. I know what would happen to me is I would turn on my ROG Ally, and then Windows would be like, "All right, I need to do an update now," and you'd be like, "Oh," and then you couldn't play straight away. And one of the things that SteamOS is very good at is handling that situation, doing updates in the background, and generally doing them very quickly. So I'll put a link in the video description if I remember about my video on putting SteamOS onto the ROG Ally, and I would highly recommend it. Now, if you use your Windows PC an awful lot, and this isn't a problem because you're turning it on every day and it's getting updates and you're happy with that, then great. But I would say for maybe people who don't use it as often, this is really good because SteamOS is also very good at optimizing the system as well. So the system runs better. There are some caveats to this. Is in the fact that once you're I've got to remember to do this, haven't I? Once you're running SteamOS, because it's a Linux-based system, there's certain games you won't be able to run because the anti-cheat doesn't like it. So things like Call of Duty. How do we turn it? There we go. Things like PUBG, Fortnite, things like that. I'm pretty sure that they won't work on SteamOS. So if you use your let's do that. If you use your ROG Ally Windows gaming PC for things like that, you maybe want to think again. But for the rest of us, where maybe you play lots of single player games, this is absolutely wonderful. It's definitely breathed fresh life into my ROG Ally. And the beauty with the ROG Ally, even this one, so this is the non-extreme version, so the chip is the non-extreme version, is the variable refresh rate. Is the variable refresh rate screen. So if you look in the top left hand corner, you might just be able to see that we're running about 44 frames a second. Also, one of the things I should say actually, is that with my ROG Ally, I turn the resolution down to half resolution. So although this is a 1080p screen, I ask the game to run at 720p or as close to that as they can, because I find that with this small screen, you don't need 1080p. And I've learned that from the Steam Deck, and that means that it runs smoother anyway. But with a variable refresh rate screen, it means that even choppy frame rates and slower frame rates, they just look amazing. And it really is very cool. Now, I can't get there. The battery life always takes a battering when you're playing, a game like this. But just look at what we're doing here. We're playing this first person zombie survival game. Look at the draw distance. It looks absolutely magnificent. So maybe the thing you want to do is make sure that you're in, say, balanced view. So you're going to get. So what have I got? So playing this, it says I've got another hour of gameplay, and I'm at 92%, which is not bad at all. Let's get up here. So pipe. I don't want to do that as part of this video, but let's just go up here. Just look at this. So Dying Light, if you haven't come across it already, it's a game from the Xbox One, sort of PlayStation 4 era. And it's set in a city that's had a zombie outbreak that is then isolated from the rest. We're in a South American country, isolated from the rest of the country, and you're an operative who's parachuted in order to find out certain things, find out what's going on, and then you're going to be taking on different missions. It's open world. You wander around. You can do things in pretty much the order you want to. It looks great. It plays great, and it has this parkour mechanic in the fact that you're running around and you use your ability to jump on top of buildings and jump over fences and do flying drop kicks and all that sort of stuff in order to deal with the zombies and get around the environment. There's also, let's see if I can get into it, also a skill tree that you can go through, and different weapons you can bring up. There's weapon crafting, and it is really, really good. So if you're after a great single player, open world, zombie themed game, I don't think you can really really go wrong with this, with Dying Light. The kind of accepted wisdom is this is better than the newer game, Dying Light 2. And the even newer game, Dying Light the Beast, is kind of on a par with this. And you'll find this on sale on Steam. They do all sorts of different versions, but it goes really, really cheap. And I think you'll be very, very pleased as well. So if you're wondering how well does Dying Light run on the ROG Ally, well, on a ROG Ally non-extreme that's got Steam installed, it runs very, very well, and the game is fantastic too. Anyway, that's enough from me. Hopefully you found this at least a little bit useful. If you have, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and of course I'll see you again soon.